quickly revise section numbers from 43 to 72, share capital and debentures chapter. It's important to remember section numbers from exam because you have to stand out from the crowd. This chapter is a mandatory question in exam. What are the sections? 43 talks about types of share capital, equity preference. 43 rule 4 talks about DVRs, differential voting rights. 44 and 45, thankfully we don't have in our syllabus. 46 talks about share certificate. 47 talks about voting rights, and 48 talks about variation of shareholders' rights. Next, 49, 50, 51 is one set. 49 talks about calls to be made on uniform basis for all shareholders. 50 talks about calls in advance, and 51 talks about dividend should be paid on paid up value or nominal value at the option of the company. 52 talks about securities premium. 53 says shares should not be issued at a discount, which is void. 54 says in some cases you can issue shares at discount. One exception, 54 is sweaty equity shares. 55 talks about issue and redemption of preference shares. 56 talks about transfer and transmission. 57 talks about personalization punishment. If you personalize yourself as some shareholder, what's the punishment of 57? 58, appeal in case the registrar refuses to transfer your shares, or appeal in case the company refuses to transfer your shares. That is section 58. 59 talks about rectification of your name and register of members, and section 60 is not there in syllabus. Now 60 series, 61 onwards, very very important for exam. 61 talks about alteration of share capital. 62 talks about further issue of shares, or we call it as rights issue. 63 talks about bonus issue. 64 talks about filing in certain cases with ROC. 65 we don't have in syllabus. 66 talks about reduction of share capital. 67 talks about prohibition of a company in giving financial assistance in certain cases for the purpose of buyback is not allowed. 68 talks about buyback. 69 talks about capital redemption reserve, and section 70 talks about prohibition of buyback. So 68, 69, 70 and 67, all these are related to buyback. 66 talks about reduction, and last section, debentures, we have only one section, section 71, and 72 is not there in our syllabus. This is about share capital and debentures. All the best, keep going for exams.